Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us this morning. This morning we have the distinct honor of having Bill Husfeldt here in the studio. He is the superintendent of Bay County Schools. Mr. Husfeldt, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate you having me.
Well, you know, just every so often we like to kind of get together to see what's going on.
We tried to this summer, but the schedules didn't work out.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's busy, but finally got you here. And, you know, there's been some hot button issues lately.
With education, there always are. We're dealing with families' most precious possession, that's their children.
Absolutely, and people get very emotional about their kids and their daily lives, particularly nowadays. I mean, you have all kinds of parents I'm sure you deal with. I called my son, I actually texted my son at college, and I said, "How was your day?" And then he texts me back an article on helicopter parents and how they're ruining their kids' lives. So I'm like,
and
okay.
you're 1,000 miles away from him, right?
Exactly. He's in Maryland. I'm down here. And he's like, hey, stop being a helicopter parent. Dude, all I asked was how your day was. Yeah. But you have the other end of the spectrum, too, where maybe parents aren't so switched on or involved.
Right, and all the studies and all the research and all the data says that students are going to be more successful if their parents are involved. The less parents are involved, the less successful students going to be in school on the average. And so parental involvement is key to a student having a thriving, positive experience in school and being well-rounded and being educated the way that all of us want them to be. That is a major key.
And I would imagine there's a continuum of involvement where there's maybe a sweet spot where, okay, now it's time for me to back off and let the teachers do their work.
Oh, yeah, and there is, and I would say we have very little interference from parents as far as what the teachers are trying to do. But what we do need
Have you met my wife?
I have.
Okay, there you go.
Your wife is wonderful. She's wonderful. But you know, if all parents were like your wife or like my wife, you know, we would probably double our percentage graduation. I mean, we would have a lot fewer dropouts. We would have kids more prepared. They'd be better readers. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter that almost reads right now, that can say the alphabet and recognize colors, but her mother works with her constantly. And so not all parents have that ability, but they have some ability to help their children. And so we just need parents to be more involved because we want all kids to be successful. We want them to start in kindergarten and get stronger from there. And so we're looking at some things to improve and help pre-K, but you know, parental involvement is key.
Particularly the moms. You know, dads are at work, and you know, I'm man enough to admit my wife has done all the heavy lifting when it came to child rearing and you know, the day-to-day stuff. And just like my mom did with us, and I'm kind of proud to say this. My mother taught me how to read before I even got to school. So she was reading books to me before they were even teaching it in school. So I was kind of had a leg up when I got there.
Well, on the other end of it, Don, 40% of kindergarten students in this country today only have one family member, one parent, okay? My mom raised 3 boys by herself, God bless her. And so, you know, while I don't remember reading before I started school, back when I started school, we didn't go to kindergarten, you started in 1st grade.
Right.
But I learned to read eventually at some point, I'm not sure where, and I'm pretty sure it's because of Mrs. Cleveland, who was my 1st grade teacher. But you know, parental involvement is key, and parental support, and making sure they do their homework, and making sure that they understand and can comprehend. But Don, there's so much top down right now at the federal level that teachers are overwhelmed and just frustrated and stressed. And I mean, you know, I could blame Common Core, I could blame Race to the Top, I could blame Senate Bill 736, I could blame Senate Bill 850, I could blame all these things. But I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's all of it, how it's just piled up on top of public education, and how we've kind of removed the professionalism away from teachers and want them to be robots and do exactly the way they're told. And so the creation of curriculum and critical thinking just isn't taught like it used to be.
And all of these mandates that come from on high, you know, they usually come with dollars attached to them. So if you take the money, you've got to, you know, toe the line.
Well, and it's even gotten into, and this is one of my pet peeves, it's even gotten into the school lunch program.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I had a couple parents come in to my office this week that were frustrated about what we're serving the students to eat and didn't understand. Well, neither one of them, last year's when I got all those complaints, because that's when the federal dictates came down about the food and what and
had to be healthy snacks and all that stuff.
I mean, seriously, they're into everything. There's nothing fried anymore. Everything's got to be whole grain, no salt, basically no seasoning like that. And so the taste of the food is nothing like what we're used to. You and I wouldn't eat some of the food. But
and I see a lot of the kids are throwing that out, and we're up against a break. But on the other side, let's drill down more into that. I'd like to talk more about that food. Pack a lunch. I mean, that's the answer.
A lot of them do.
And we'll be right back after your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm. westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show, and thanks for waking up with us. This morning we have Bill Husfeldt in the studio. He is the Bay County School Superintendent. Thank you again for coming on the show.
Always enjoy it.
And we have these great stream of consciousness conversations during the breaks, and we covered everything. And so, too bad you guys weren't tuned in for all that.
You could have a show just of that.
Just of the outtakes of the show is even more interesting than the show itself. But we were talking about these mandates that are coming up from on high, and we talked about all this healthy eating initiative type things, and so mandates are from the federal level are so pervasive that it's even dictating what these kids can eat in the lunchroom.
Well, and the reason I brought it up at the end of the last segment was because you were talking about how money is tied to it. So if we don't follow the federal mandates, we would lose millions and millions of dollars in the food program. And so we have to follow their mandate. They come in and inspect. They want to look at the menus and make sure we're following the menus and we're cooking the way they tell us to cook and giving the right percentages.
What's the reaction to the kids, to the students with the food?
Are they
dumping it or are they throwing it out?
The older kids don't like it a bit, but they do like the whole wheat pizzas and the barbecue chicken that's baked, or they like things like that. But as far as the whole grain pasta and whole grain macaroni and
the vegetables
and all the vegetables, they don't like it. But the funniest thing that happened last year when I went into elementary school and started asking them how they liked it, the little kids love it. I love the broccoli. I love the fresh fruit.
Really?
And so I think what we're doing is we're trying to instill good eating habits in children, but we're going to do it with the children. But we're not going to do it with those
high schoolers.
Yeah,
or they want pizza and stuff. Yeah.
Well, just to be very candid with you, the high schoolers, they want Chick-fil-A sandwiches every day for lunch. I mean, that's the kind of food that they want.
My son used to run out for lunch.
In some schools they can, in some schools they can, and it depends on the age. So it's a constant battle trying to figure out how to feed them and get them what we're allowed to give them, because the federal government says that we're only allowed to give them so much.
What are some of the other mandates that you have? Now, I've heard a lot about Common Core, and people have, on both sides of the issue, have very extreme views on it.
They do, and here's what's happened in Florida over the last few years. We've had the Next Generation Standards, we've had the Sunshine State Standards, we've had Common Core, we've had now the Florida Standards. And so the teachers in the last 4 years have had 4 different sets of standards, and their minds are about to implode. And so they're supposed to prepare these kids for all these assessments that are tied to all these different standards, and it's not fair to the teachers. It's not fair to the kids. It's not fair to the parents that are expecting us to know what we're doing with all the helter-skelter.
So everybody's got their finger in the pie. Everybody's
well, and they do, and it's about how they do on this assessment, and we're losing a big part of what education is about, and education is about helping kids find their way and about critical thinking. And rarely in any of the time that teachers have to teach are they allowed to have some of that free time to develop critical thinking and what is citizenship about, and just being involved.
You know, like civics classes. Do we even have civics?
Oh yeah, they have it. We have, not only do we have civics that's required, but they have to take an end of course exam in civics and pass it, which is not a bad idea in itself.
It's a great idea.
But the thing is that we don't know which standards are applying to which, because they keep changing so fast, and that's what's frustrating the teachers.
So you think local control of our schools is somewhat in jeopardy?
Oh, we don't have local control. It can't be in jeopardy because we don't have it. So,
now,
I mean, we have lost local control.
Yeah, I say. Are there enough hours in a day for a teacher to teach all of these mandates that come in from on high?
There's no way they can cover everything. I would love for you sometime, and I'll come with them and just watch. I'll sit over there to the side and watch. I'd love to bring a couple teachers and let them just tell you what it's like to teach today compared to years ago. And we've
I'm
got
sure
some
there's a
that
big
are
difference.
very seasoned and talented and smart and just very frustrated right now.
In the few seconds we have left, and I know we talked about during the break, transportation. There's been issues with that, but there is a solution that's in the offing soon.
Well, we are working with some of the charter schools, and that's where a lot of it has been, because we are depoting kids around, and I gave you an example of how many there are and how many movements there are, but we really are in need of bus drivers. That's one of our biggest concerns right now. So if anyone is interested in looking at being hired transportation, we are advertising for it. We will hire probably 20 or 30 bus drivers in the next month if we can find them. The problem is that 10% of our bus drivers will be out on any given day, and when that happens, then of 127 bus drivers, 10, 11, 12 of them are out, then they have to start mixing routes.
Can we find out about that on the website?
Yes, sir. It's on the website.
Bay County Schools website. Google that up. If you want to be a bus driver, that's the place to go. We're so out of time. Thanks so much for your time today, sir. And we'll be right back after your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hi, this is David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. The engine coolant can be best described as the lifeblood of the motor. Antifreeze, also known as engine coolant, is a fluid that helps maintain optimal engine temperatures, and it has to be changed from time to time. Keeping your antifreeze fresh is very important. Over time, the inhibitors in the antifreeze that keep your car from overheating start to break down and lose their properties, and that's when problems begin. First, the obvious. Your vehicle is likely to overheat, especially in the summertime. The extreme heat created by the engine combined with the extreme outside temperatures can result in an overheating condition which can cause some serious damage to your motor. Secondly, in wintertime, your car is not protected from the cold. Freezing temperatures can cause the coolant inside your vehicle to freeze and expand, which could crack your engine block. Lastly, a condition known as electrolysis can form. Your vehicle actually generates electricity. Your engine is protected by the inhibitors in the engine coolant. When the inhibitors begin to break down, your protection is lost, and your engine block starts to corrode from the inside out. You have to change your engine coolant in accordance to your manufacturer's recommendation. Most vehicles today have extended life coolant, which means that the coolant can go for 100,000 miles. Check your owner's manual or ask a trusted auto repair facility when you should have your coolant exchanged. I am David Lovett, and that has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hey folks, this is Joshua Brown with Mad Hatter on 23rd Street. Is your check engine light on? If it is, text MADHAT28, that's MADHAT28, to 24247.
Welcome back to the show. If you haven't heard of it yet, there's a great new app that's out. It's called Live 850. You download it to your iPhone or to your tablet, and you can find out what's going on around town and inside the 850 area code for music and events and just general fun. And I've got Carol Cat Turner here with us, who's going to tell us what's happening this weekend.
Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. It's going to be a great weekend. We've got all kinds of wonderful things. We really want everybody to go to the app to look at all the different events that are listed. It's very simple. It's a free download from iTunes or from Google Play. Free. Free to list your events too. And while you're out and about, please make sure and when you're on Instagram and you're at these great events, to give us the hashtag Live850, and that'll put your pictures back on our events and our event page and share it with the rest of the community.
And that's a great feature. That's a relatively new feature to the app, where if you're at one of these events, you snap a picture and then you hashtag it Live850. It pops up and other people can see what kind of fun you're having there. It kind of adds a little bit more to the app than just a simple list of, when and where and who. You actually get to see, what all's going on there.
You know what? I got a VIP bracelet for the very first person today. A VIP bracelet for the very first person today who Instagrams us a photo of their favorite event from this week. All right, let's talk about tonight.
Okay.
Backstage Pass, Marina Civic Center, some of our favorite people, Massalina Cargo.
Jenna and Steve, great friends, great people, and very talented entertainers.
They are, and they're great instructors. They've got sessions with Massalina Cargo. And what I love about Jenna and Steve is they very often bring their students, and so you never know who their special guests are. They've also got great musical friends. So that's $5 per person or $50 for a table of 4. And then tomorrow we got at the Science and Discovery Museum, we've got the Superhero Day. Dress in your superhero costume, $5 a person, and military gets in free.
Yay!
Then the Arena Concert Series
The
at the
Science and Discovery Museum is the old Children's Museum?
It
that
is,
what
on Jinx Avenue.
Okay.
On Jinx Avenue, that's right. Then
They
the
have name
Arena
change.
Concert Series at the Martin Theater, another great place downtown. They're doing that series for the Children's Home Society. It's $10, and this week, everybody loves this band, Heritage. Heritage is at the Martin Theater, so $10. Go ahead and get your tickets today. Also in Freeport, they're going to have a Bay Fest, and that's going to be a wonderful family-friendly event. It's going to be at the Sports Complex. I think they're getting started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they're going to go until like 10 o'clock at night. Y'all check those times, make sure it's right.
Freeport Bay Fest.
Yeah. Family-friendly, lots of fun, concerts all day, gumbo, vendors, all kinds of fun.
Oh, sounds cool.
That'll be great. And then Sunday, let's get to Sunday. Roberts Hall, Slim Fats. Do we love Slim Fats?
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know? How
is
can you not?
Is that a diet drink?
We must have
Slim Fats?
We must have
Slim Fats. Oh, I think you said Slim
We
Fats.
must have Slim Fats on Waking Up with Don. He
Okay.
is amazing.
Well, let's get him on here.
All right, let's do
So that's at
let's do
Roberts
this.
Hall in Lynn Haven.
In Lynn
right?
Haven. That's a $5 donation, and that concert series goes to support the restoration of that wonderful historical building that's been such a part of my life and a lot of other people's lives in Lynn Haven. It's at the intersection of 9th Street and Florida Avenue. There's an open mic that starts at 3, and then the concert starts at 4. Then finally, we need to get ready for Live United Live. The 30th annual Oktoberfest is going to be Saturday and Sunday with a free concert put on by the United Way, featuring some of the best entertainers in Bay County. It's going to be 11 to 10 p.m. Oktoberfest, and Live United Live is going to start at noon and run till 8 or 9, I think.
Wow, that's awesome. So it sounds like it's going to be a great weekend. You got some great things going on. And again, this little wristband, though, that'll get you a discount at participating vendors or restaurants or whatever.
Yes.
So you get one of these.
And
How do I get one?
If you want to be a new VIP sponsor, all you have to do is send us your discount and upload your information, and you can become a VIP sponsor as well.
Live 850. Carol Cat Turner, thanks for coming on the show and letting us know what's going on in the 850 area code.
Always fun with you, Don.
All right. Welcome back to the show, and in our never-ending quest for local talent, we have stumbled upon Miss Kaylee Jackson, who's going to play a song called, what's the name of the song again?
Memory.
Oh, Memory, that's right. Thanks, Kaylee. Thanks for coming on the show, and can't wait to hear you play.
It's my pleasure.
Take it away.